Here is your pre-cut items. Make sure you remember we are using a 1/4 inch scale is equal to 1 foot. Your popsicle sticks are already our scale at 1.5 feet at 1/4 inch. So here are your stiles, your rails, your toggles, and then this is just paper or cardstock that is representing our luan. So do make sure that your cut list is accurate. I believe in the original images this was listed at 8 feet. It is 6 feet. So do make that correction. This is a 6 by 16 foot piece. You can find the set plans and cut list on week 9 if you need to access it. So now that you have each of your pieces pre-cut, we're going to assemble the flat. Now, when we're talking about the Hollywood flat, it's slightly different than the Broadway. Broadway, we put it together slightly different. So it's important that you pay attention to this, especially for your quiz next week. So when you're assembling your flat for Hollywood, you're going to build this frame first. So you take your 2 stiles and your 2 rails, and you're going to put those together first into a rectangle. So go ahead and do that now, please. When you're gluing your item together, you can use Elmer's glue. This is Eileen's tacky glue. This is pretty good stuff because it dries pretty fast. However, it's flexible once it is dry. But a great way is to just go ahead and use the glue gun. It dries instantly and it does hold it together and goes a lot faster if you have a glue gun. So I suggest the glue gun option just for speed. For nice clean lines and no excess glue squishing out everywhere. Elmer's glue is great, it just takes a lot longer to dry. Some of you might be saying, Miss Wheaton, I can't do the flat because I don't have any popsicle sticks. I've already thought of that. You can do it by just using a piece of paper. So you can just take a piece of notebook paper, typing paper, and you're going to fold it in half and then half again so that you get something that's fairly solid. Once you've done that, take a little Scotch tape and or glue if you have it, and you're going to tape that together. Once you've done that, simply cut this apart at a 1.5 feet, again, using your 1/4 inch scale. And now all of a sudden, you have what you can use for your popsicle sticks. Again, remember your measurements, 1/4 inch scale. Use your scale ruler, measure out your paper just like the popsicle sticks from the cut list, and we can work from here. All right, we've glued our popsicle sticks. So these are the stiles on the side, and then these are the rails on the end. I did use hot glue, so you can see there's a little bit of glue that smushes out. That's just gonna happen with your hot glue. So you need to be at this place with your popsicle sticks. You can also do it with your paper. And here is your paper version. Now when we're building a real flat in the classroom with plywood and our 1x3s, the next step is going to be adding our luan or our plywood on top of our frame. So here you can see our frame around the outside. And then there is this little picture here that shows you that we do need to line up the corner. So our piece of luan or plywood would need to come over right on this angle and match up perfectly. Now, as we put the luan on, if we were in the classroom, we would apply it here, staple, come down to this corner number 2, staple gun, over here 3, staple gun, and 4. That way we know that our luan is flush and our flat is square. So when you're doing it with your popsicle sticks and your paper, you need to be able to do the same thing. So I have my flat here. I also have my piece of luan that has been pre-cut, and I'm going to attach it first in this top corner, then come down and attach it here and on across so that it is perfectly flush and there's no paper hanging over the side in any location. Nice and square. So go ahead and do that now, please. All right, so I have completed that step. with my paper around the frame. You are putting, here's the paper version, so you are putting it on the back side. So you can see the side view, back, and the front, okay? So make sure that you have applied your plywood or Luan to your flat. Now, for the next step, which are the toggle pieces, you're going to be gluing those in. It's super important that those go in even. So when we look at our design, you can see in our plan that the space in between each of these toggles is equal. So your first step is to find center line from here to here. What is the center? And place this toggle first. Then you can find center from here to here and place this toggle. The other option is to measure from the top all the way down and then divide by 3 and put those toggle pieces in the appropriate spot. Do remember that you are using your scale ruler, 1/4 inch scale. If you don't have your scale ruler and didn't get that picked up, you're gonna need to use a standard ruler and convert the measurements. If you say, Miss Wheaton, I don't have a ruler at all, I can't do the assignment. Believe it or not, your finger, from the tip of your finger to this little mark is 1 inch. You can literally put that down on a piece of paper, measure that out, divide that in half, and then again in fourths, and now you have a ruler that is to scale. Now that you have glued in your toggle pieces, if you're doing the paper version, you will have your toggle pieces in your flat here, nice and even. If you've done the popsicle stick version, you have them in. So a couple of different showing. These are the flats. Now, if we had completed our flats in school with the plywood, they would be 4 foot wide by 8 foot tall. We would then take multiple of these flats and we would put them together and create a facade or a backdrop, the masking for our play production. To get extra credit for your flat designs, they need to be in color. They should have something on them that represents your fairy tale. If you choose not to do any color, then you will earn full credit for the assignment, but no extra credit. And that would look like this. So here is your paper version, okay? And or popsicle version. The 2 flats that you needed to do, Hollywood and Broadway. So this is the other one, and that video is also loaded and the instructions are different. So the 2 flats go together differently. So this one is your Broadway flat. This one is your Hollywood flat. They are different. It's important for you to know for the quiz how to put each flat together, how it is built, the names of each of the pieces that go together on the flat, as well as our information that we learned for scenic design. And your test will be next Friday. Good work, team.